Selections, no matter how they are created, are by default temporary. In this lesson, we're going to look at how to save and convert selections so they can be reused. We're going to start here with a brand new file. So I want you to go up to File, New, that's Control N on Windows, Command N on a Mac. And let's go down here to the width, and we're going to change the inches to pixels. And let's simply type in 1800 pixels by 1200 pixels. I'm moving among these text fields by simply pressing the Tab key. Resolution of 72 is fine, and an 8-bit file is plenty. We'll just hit OK. What we're going to do is make a quick selection and just modify it briefly. So the very first thing we're going to do is choose Select All, which is Control A on Windows, Command A on a Mac. That gives us our marching ants around the entire image. We're going to go up to the Edit menu and select Free Transform. That's Control T on Windows, Command T on a Mac. And we want to just bring this selection in off of the edges of our image area. So in the width field here, I'm going to highlight that and type 95%. I'm going to hit the Tab key to move over to the height. And I'm going to type in, let's say, 93 here so we can have an even amount. Now, if your height automatically went to 95%, you have your constrain icon activated. Simply click on it again, and you can type in separate amounts for the width and the height. That looks pretty good. I'm going to hit the Enter key to accept that change. And now we're going to go up to the Select menu, down to Modify, and choose Smooth. We want to round some corners here, so radius looks pretty good. Let's hit OK. We've got some rounded corners now, but what we have right now is a selection of everything on the inside of these marching ants, and what we really want is to select the area on the outside of these marching ants. So we'll go up to the Select menu and choose Inverse. Now what we've done is we've really got this border area selected, so we can go to Edit Fill. The keyboard shortcut is Shift F5. And we'll fill it with black. So if you have a different option here, simply go down and choose black and hit OK. Now with this selection still active, make sure not to click anywhere in the document window. Click on the Channels tab, and down here at the bottom I want you to click on this second icon from the left. That's the Save Selection as Mask option. So we'll click that, and now we have a brand new alpha channel. Now an alpha channel is simply where Photoshop stores its selections. They're located in the Channels panel, and we can rename this. We can double click here, and I'll just call this Frame. And now we can get rid of this selection by choosing Deselect. That's Control D on Windows, Command D on a Mac, because we have the selection saved as an alpha channel. What's so great about an alpha channel? Well, with an alpha channel, even though we've deselected, we can always reload this selection simply by going down here to our Frame channel and Control clicking on Windows, Command clicking on Mac. That reloads that selection. So with an alpha channel, you're never far away from reloading your selection. Alpha channels will be saved with the file. If we save this file and close it up and open it up a year from now, the alpha channel will still be here. What else is great about alpha channels? Well, you can move channels from one document to another. Here, I'll deselect this and show you what I mean. Let's go to our Chapter 4 folder, and we're going to open up a file that we haven't worked with yet. It's called Pen Tool. We'll get to that in an upcoming lesson. This file happens to have the same pixel dimensions of 1800 by 1200 as our brand new file. And let me show you what we're going to do here. Let's click back on our new file, which is untitled. In the Channels pane, we're going to click on Frame, and in the flyout menu we're going to say Duplicate Channel. Now we can name this. We could just call this Frame. I'll take the copy out here. Now here's the cool part. For destination, we can choose where we want to save this. We can save it in our untitled document, or if we click the pull down menu, we can save it in this Pen Tool document. We could also save it in a brand new document. So let's select Pen Tool here, and we'll hit OK. Now watch what happens. Click on the tab for Pen Tool. You can see right there in our Channels panel is Frame. Now let me click on the Layers panel here, and I'm going to turn off these first two layers, and I'm going to Control click here to load the selection. That's Command click if you're on a Mac, and I'm going to click on RGB to turn that on. Now we'll go back to our layers panel, and you can see over top of this cloud image we have our selection active. We're going to use the edit fill command. The shortcut is Shift F5, but before we do that we must make the sky layer active, and we do that by simply clicking on it in the layers panel. And for contents we'll use black again. And there we go. We have our black frame around. So when you have a selection, if you spent any time at all making it, or if you think you're going to have a use to use it later on, save it as an alpha channel. And then you can reuse it in the same document, a different document, create a brand new document. You've got lots of options, and you'll never have to redo that work.